Yes, I could say something here since I'm waiting for Blake. Uh, if you look down in the chat window, I put in all you have to do is install the Zoom app on whatever device you're using, whether it be a phone, a tablet, a laptop, even desktop. Put the app on there. And once you have the app on there, you open up Zoom and, well, it'll show you a box that says join a meeting. And you click on join a meeting, and our unique user ID is 876 109 5712. Once again, 876 109 5712. Then you just enter that unique user ID, which is up in the chat. So you don't have to remember what I just told you. And once you enter that, you go into the waiting room and I admit you and you get in. You can talk to Blake. You can pledge your love to Blake. You can pledge your love to Saul. Whatever you want to do, you can ask him a question. You can actually take part in the chat. I wanted this to be more of a user-friendly experience. A Real Rock Nights is about the fan listener, and it's also about the artist. So artist and the fan experience. And I wanted you to get closer to that, rather than just the whole text chat thing where, that's all great and wonderful and everything. But one thing had Kyle on here from Blacklight District, and he put it really, really well. He had been talking to these people for years and years in chat, just text chat. And he said to actually be able to hear these people's voices and see their faces, it really gave it a new moment of clarity for him. It was almost like he was hanging out with them at the merch booth after a show. And that's kind of the whole idea of why we do these public lives. And actually, so you can get up close and personal yourselves with the artists and the bands that you love. So you can actually talk to them and kind of feel like you're on the same level, because for the most part, they're doing their jobs. This is their job. The cool thing is they do it because it is what they love. It's what they're passionate about. And they're really, really lucky to be able to do that. And we as fans, and yes, I am a huge ass fan also. I mean, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing. I'm not doing it because I'm getting rich. I'm doing it because I, first of all, am very, very passionate about music. Blake's in the waiting room right now, so we will get him in ASAP. And no, I'm just passionate about music and sharing it with the people. And that's what I want to do. I want you to share with me this experience of actually getting to know these people. And actually, after a while, it feels like it's almost like a family reunion when you go to the shows. Blake, is your audio working, my friend?
I do believe so.
Oh, yeah, I got there you are. Oh, Blake and Zach, I get two for the price of one. How are you guys today?
Good. Good.
We are live on YouTube right now.
Okay, sweet.
I want to thank you for taking part in our another public live here on Real Rock Nights. And I was explaining to people that if they want to get in and actually talk to you guys, like all they have to do is put the Zoom app on their device and click join a meeting. And I have the meeting ID up in the chat on both Zoom and YouTube. And they just enter that, and they go to the waiting room, and then we just let them in.
Okay,
so,
sweet.
We'll just start talking here, and hope that I know I advertised that you were going to be on yesterday, and I did some today too that we had to reschedule, and so I'm hoping that people were able to move their schedule and get in here. But the cool thing is new song. and it's kind of a wow moment, man. It
Okay.
I don't know if you I saw Miles in St. Louis here about a month ago or so, and he
Okay.
was telling me about the new track, and let me listen to it. Oh my God. Okay. First of all, let's start off with the album title. Your
Yep.
album title is This Is It, the End of Everything.
Yep.
Now, is there some foreshadowing in that title? Why that title?
I guess the idea around the record wasn't the band's not breaking up or nothing like that. Let's just
Yeah,
move past
yeah,
that.
yeah.
Yeah,
No,
because people have asked us about the title as well. Like, the band's breaking up. This is your last record. So no.
Depends if you buy it.
Yeah. Yeah. Why you buying? So the concept and really A Million Miles kind of encompasses the entire idea of what the record kind of is just like being disconnected and everybody just being focused on their phones and like, the doctored up Instagram photos and, not really knowing anybody, unless you're close friends kind of thing. So that's kind of it. I think we're just kind of heading down a path of no return and, losing that personal touch. So that's kind of what the whole record is.
So that's kind of what in the song A Million Miles, that's kind of what the video kind of shows, isn't it?
Yep.
Like the kind of disconnected.
Yep. And like, like it's all hunky dory when they're in the system, but when it dies and they got to recharge it and they're facing real life, they're arguing, bickering, fighting. So, but back when that's charged, at the end of the video, it's all hunky dory and smiles again. So, yeah.
So, okay, one thing I want to talk about, because there has been this complete progression seen over the years with you guys. Where do you feel your strength has grown the most in your songwriting?
That's a good question.
Mm-hmm.
What would you say? I mean, I just being open to the idea, like this record, just definitely being open and like, I guess with the first record too, we weren't really nailed down to a concept of like, this is SAUL, this is what we're going to do. You know what I mean? Like, but with this new record, we wanted to push more for a higher production value a little bit. And so getting, like the intro to A Million Miles where it's got that, like synth drum or whatever, and it's got all that stuff. And then the flat line, we just wanted to incorporate a little more of that stuff on this record. I think it's, we really dig all that kind of stuff, that post-production, that production stuff.
We noticed working with Kyle too, because he's a phenomenal guitar player. Don't ever let him know I said that. Yeah, we're gonna bleep that part out.
Yeah. Consider it an F-bomb, right?
Yeah. His taste with songwriting and completely different chord progressions and stuff, I think opened up a whole new door with us as well.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay, and so you there's so much going on in the song. Every time you listen to it, you can hear more and more of like it's like layer upon layer. Is that kind of what we can expect from this album?
Yes. Oh yeah. 100%. I cannot wait. When my favorite song on the record, I love A Million Miles. I love all the songs, but I can't wait to when we drop the record and you guys get the song Runaway. That song, we definitely it's gonna hit some feels on that song. So yeah, expect a lot of just like the first record, a lot of deep personal like life experiences through these songs. So it definitely comes out in full force on this record again. So
is that now? Why do you say that there's definitely going to be some feels? Is that a straightforward rock tune, or are there different elements and highs and lows?
It's definitely a song about, kind of discovering, like finding who you are as a person. And like in the chorus, I say, treat me like a runaway because I'm vanishing and I don't think I'll be missed. If so, just save your breath. You know what I mean? I don't even want to hear it. So you're just so focused on getting away from yourself. You're just trying to find something else. And I want to be someone else. And, that whole kind of concept. It's got a great vibe to it. I think people will really appreciate and gravitate to.
Let's go back to when you were on the show at the end of last year. Was it early December? you were on the show, and well, not Zach. Blake was. Zach blew
Yep.
me off. But
Yeah.
no,
And then didn't make the show.
there, and then didn't make the show. What the hell, dude? The song Jack and Jill. There are a
Yep.
lot of people listening right now that didn't hear us talking about that. And can you just tell people a little bit about where the whole nursery rhyme references came from?
Yeah. So on the first record, we did a song called Sticks and Stones, and we're using the whole concept of like sticks and stones won't break our bones, you know, that whole kind of nursery rhyme thing.
Yeah.
So we really liked that, and like, you know, Corns, Shoots and Ladders, you know, just kind of, you know, something where it's goofy, but the song really means something. You know, it's about divorce and breaking up, and you know, the trials of you know, maybe a divorce and losing your kids, you know, like doing the weekend visits, that whole kind of concept through the whole song. And but we just put it in, I think, a kind of a goofy, a little bit quirky way, using like kids like playground games, you know, Red Rover, you know, Simon Says Freeze, you know, that kind of stuff, you know. And
Yeah.
on I Say I Even Got Your Nose, you know, where she left him and took everything, is I even got your nose, you know.
Yeah, took it all,
you
man.
know,
And what
yeah.
what I thought was so cool about that was like, yeah, you do say that in a kids kind of reference kind of way, but it kind of showed like how petty some stuff can get.
Right, right.
You know, because
She's almost like in the song, she's almost like nan and like ha ha, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
that's kind
yeah.
of the concept of it. Yeah, yep.
I just thought the stuff that comes out of your heads is kind of cool because we're from not the same place, but kind of like the same area. You know, I'm kind of a Midwest guy too. Right now, I'm not in the Midwest, but so I think that some of what we think is, or some of the way we think, is kind of like in the same respect, in the same avenue. So
Right.
when
Yep.
I saw that, I was like, holy shit, this is like this is really showing how petty this crap can get, man.
Yep.
Talking to Blake and Zach from the band SAUL, and this is geez, I've lost track, man. I don't even know what number live this is. But anyway, you guys want to get in, go to Zoom, put the Zoom app on your device, 876-109-5712. That number is in the chat window as well, so you can see it, and get in on the chat and talk to the guys. And you don't have to just sit there and watch me talk to them. But I know some people are like, man, I don't want to turn my camera. It's like, well, don't turn on your camera. You can stay in your underwear. It doesn't matter. You know,
Yeah.
if you're surrounded by like 600 beer bottles, we'll think it's kind of cool. But if you don't want people to see that, don't turn the camera on. Now up to the latest tune. Well, not up to, but going back to the latest tune, with the writing being so incredibly tight on this song, has it ever been in your vision to possibly write for others somewhere on down the line?
You know, we've talked about it, and we've been approached about it. I did do a write with Morgan Rose. It was myself, Morgan Rose, and we did a song for a band called Burden of the Sky, The Flood.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I think my phone is blowing up.
He'll come back. He'll pop back in. Oh. So these live things are always funny, man. Had Kiss Senator Carson on from Paralendra, and she was actually driving up. Draco's in. I'll let you in the room, Draco. I'm sure Blake and Zach will be back here real soon. I think he hit the wrong button. Yep, there's Blake right there. Yeah, Cassandra ran into the same problem because she was driving to Des Moines, and she was having internet problems. You guys back?
Yeah, I thought I thought I dismissed the call, but I answered it. So there's that. I'm glad it's live.
We got Draco just popped in. So
Okay.
Draco, if you have something you want to say, go ahead, man. If you just want to hang out, that is cool too. And we'll just keep on talking. Well, he's not saying anything, so we will just keep going. Oh, Zach. Oh, Zach is well.
Yeah.
Why are you doing it too? Oh, just in case you can have.
Yeah.
Him. Okay. All right.
Maybe we'll see.
Well, you're yeah, you're up there. Yeah, I'm.
Never mind.
Okay.
I'm just getting crazy amount of texts and calls right now. I don't know what's going on. So
I was gonna have it for a
okay.
backup plan, but it's gonna feed back.
There now, well, it'll feedback. You can hit mute too, because I know these public lives go live up on YouTube, and then YouTube opens it up automatically, and I have to mute it. Otherwise, I have that bounce back also.
Right.
But anyway,
okay.
Blake, you were talking about doing this right with Morgan Rose.
Yeah. So they contacted us. Their drummer was he had died of cancer a couple years ago, and he was a big SAUL fan when Brother came out and didn't get a chance to really meet us or play with us. So they gave us a call, and they wanted me and Morgan Rose to come in and do a song for them, and it was cool. And it was their first song that premiered on Octane. It turned out to be a really cool song. So the skinny of it, I mean, I'm down to do some songs with other people. It's just got to make sense to me, because I've turned down quite a few of them too, but that's nothing to do with the bands or whatever. But if I'm just not vibing with it, I just kind of got this idea of what I want to put out there. You know what I mean?
At the end of the day, it's more like it's got to be passion projects over financial.
Yeah.
Because I mean, at the end of the day, like your name goes on it, so we're not just looking for paychecks at all, all the time. We just have to want to do it and believe in it and love it.
Yep.
As well.
Yep.
Oh yeah, that's totally understandable, because you're doing well, like I was talking about to the people before, you're doing what you love to do, and you're so lucky to get to do that. And but when you reach that point where you're just doing it for a cash grab,
right,
it's like that can't feel good anymore.
No, that's kind of, you lost your way, and it becomes your 9 to 5. You should just jump off and do something else for a little bit and find your new love again,
Exactly. Draco, I saw that you popped back in. You must have dropped out for a second. Do you have anything you want to talk to Blake and Zach about, or are you just going to hang out? I'll see if he unmutes himself here.
Hey, what's up, guys?
What's up, dude?
Hey, guys. I'm going to try to come down and see you guys when you play down at Thompson, Connecticut on the 30th.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's our first date, right? Capulet.
Yes, it is. Hey, I got a little bit of health issues going on, but I'm going to try to get it down there. I'm not 100% positive. I'll keep in contact with y'all as we get a little closer to the date.
Cool.
Okay. No, that sounds good. It's going to be a good time.
Yeah, get well.
I'm trying. I'll write to you guys later on, kind of fill you guys in what's been going on over here.
Okay. Yeah, please do.
Will do. Yeah, it's Blake and the guys.
Now, what Draco was talking about, he's talking about the Remade in Misery tour, right?
Yeah. Yep. So our first date on that, so we take off July 1st, and that our first date is in Providence, Rhode Island, or what they
Thompson,
Connecticut.
Yeah.
Yep. And so Capulet Fest down there, we're really looking forward to it. It's going to be an awesome time. Yeah. We did a song on the record with the guys from Memphis Mayfire called Rain Fire.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So it's going to be good to get back and connect with those guys again, Maddie and Kellen. So it'll be good.
So they're actually you'll actually be able to do it. People will actually be able to hear it the way it is recorded.
That could be cool. Yeah, if we did it live with them, yeah. That's always
fun when bands do a collab like that and then end up going on the same tour.
Right.
That's always cool to see. As I'm a fan, and as a fan, I love to see that stuff, man.
Mm-hmm.
Really do. What kind of response are you hearing from people about this new music?
It's been really great on A Million Miles. The response so far, I mean, just from the radio side and just the people that are in tune with that they're loving it. They're loving it. It's exactly what you're hoping to do, but you're not, as a band, we're not trying to settle into like we're a radio band, we're or whatever direction, you know what I mean? But it's great that the response has been so well, received from people and radio guys. So so far so good. Yeah, we have no complaints at all. It might be our fastest growing song yet.
What's that?
I think it's our probably our fastest growing song yet.
Oh, I know when I talked to Miles about it, he said that as soon as he mentioned that Lou Brutus was pumped to play it.
Yep.
And I right then and there, I was like, dude, can I hear it?
Right.
Like, hell yeah.
Lou's actually spinning it probably right now tonight. So.
And Hard Drive XL. Yeah, definitely. Also, I saw you guys are getting a bunch of love from Octane and Pandora.
Yep.
And Pandora put you what?
Yeah, Pandora put us on
lists?
4 big playlists, 2 real big ones on Apple Music, the Rock Hard playlist on Spotify. And like the first 10 days, it was over 50,000 views, on YouTube and like 25,000 on Spotify. I mean, it's just the numbers we're going real fast, real quick. So I like that.
That's just wild, man. Now you were saying that earlier that you're not going to be like this type of band or that type of band or whatever. You're just like doing your thing. But do you have any people trying to push you into a corner or a box like that?
I don't think so.
No, they actually just want to see what the band's going to do. And sometimes that's hard. We definitely try to write from like a more personal space. What's hard for us to do, I think, is since we write from such a personal spot, I have to experience a little bit before the next record. You know what I mean? I have to go through a hardship or something like that, so we're not just pumping out the content and the music right off the bat. But so it's hard to appease to everybody where it's like, what's next? Well,
right.
Well, we just released a single. We got the album coming. Well, after that, what's next? You know what I mean? Like, well, you just got to wait,
Well, once I get through a divorce and she leaves me,
I'll
have the next album.
Yeah, you'll get Jack and Jill too.
Which that makes me think about the fact that you brought that up about going through a hardship or like a certain experience or something, taking it to the place where you can like write a really good song. Do you ever, God, you don't put yourself in situations, do you? Where that
intentionally?
Yeah.
No.
Because talking to so many artists like over the years about this, it's like someone, you can see a pattern like as their career progresses that and they all have essentially the same story. It's not the same story, but it's very close to the same story. And so I'm wondering, is that a pitfall that you have to like kind of watch out for?
Of like putting ourselves in situations to have something
putting
to write
yourself
about.
in a situation, exactly. So you can actually create more material because you have these people. What are you going to do next? What's next? What's going on? What's next?
Right. I don't think I'd ever put myself in that situation to, I don't think so. There's enough going on to go and try to find drama is not in my bag, no, right. No, there's already enough going on between Zach and I. We got 7 kids. There's enough going on around here.
Yeah.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second because I only know you guys basically as musicians. I mean, for the most part, like the only time we ever saw each other was when you were at shows, when you were at clubs. I mean, hell, like back in like even I can remember the first bar that I saw you guys at. But What does that feel like now? I mean, to have your own corporation for the most part, being SAUL now, and actually providing for your family, doing this thing that was a weekend warrior kind of thing.
Yeah. Weekend warrior is the perfect term. Yeah.
What is that like for you guys now?
Stressful. But in the best possible way. It's stressful as in like when you decide to take the leap into like, this is what I'm going to do now. I'm not going to fall back and, work my 9 to 5. This is what I'm going to do. And this is what we're going to focus on. And that's what makes it stressful. Just because when you do your time, you do your hours, you're at your 9 to 5, the paychecks are coming, you got your health, you know what I mean? You just got everything.
Exactly.
It's lined up for you. As long as you got the hours, you're fine. It's just stressful. What I do like about this a lot better is having a little bit more home time. Right on before we went on that last tour, we were with Atreyu and Crown the Empire, and we did a big 6-week run. But in that time span, before we went on tour, I just moved, just bought a house. I just had a son. He just got out of the NICU the night before we left for tour. And then we had to go on a 6-week run. And like, I'm telling you, I was losing my mind. I was not a fun person to be around. I tell you that.
Being away from the family.
It's just, I felt like, I was like, this couldn't have come at a worse time. You know what I mean? Like, there was just so much going on, and you'll hear some of that kind of stuff in the new record too. We got a song on there called Castles in the Sky. And, Zach just had this great idea. And, Sahaj Tikatin from, am I saying his last name right?
Yeah, I think so.
Sahaj Tikatin from, Raw. We wanted to work with him really bad, and I wanted to do some vocals with him. So he came in and we started working on this song, Castles in the Sky. And the whole term Castles in the Sky is about, we'll build castles in the sky, you tell somebody, but it's a promise you can't keep because you can't ever build a castle in the sky. So that song is really talking about, hey, I'm sorry I missed your birthday. We're on our way home, but we never actually, make the events. It's like, it's just hard that, Willie Boy missed the birth of his daughter because we were on tour and didn't get the flight back home in time and stuff like that. And that's just kind of stuff we, in that song, we're apologizing for. That song and Better as a Memory. Those are the two kind of like apologizing to the families, that, hey, sorry we missed it.
That actually, wow. That's, there's got to be a lot of that, thinking about that on the road like that constantly, and things like schedules not gelling all the time. I mean, it's inevitable. It's not going to happen. Right. Draco wants to know, and I don't know why he didn't just pop in and ask this, but he wants to know what the hardest part of touring for you guys is. Is it kind of what you were talking about? Or
yeah, definitely. Where you get the calls and it's just like, got another progress report. I don't know what to do with the daughter. She's not listening. That kind of stuff. You get that stuff all the time.
Be the dad without.
Yeah.
True. And like my son, he's such a daddy's boy. When I leave for tour, he won't get on FaceTime. He won't get on the phone. Like the wife will like put the phone in front of him and he'll look up and see it's me. And then he looks away. Yeah. And when's dad coming home? That's when he talks to me.
Yeah.
When I'm back in the house.
When you're back in the house, really?
Yeah.
He takes it personally.
Oh,
yeah, like
100%.
Yep. It's the real deal. And like we're not the only people, that have to deal with this stuff. I'm sure a lot of guys out there, what I mean? So that's one of the hardest parts of just being on the road and just getting away. It's really nice for a little while, but I like short tours. Yeah. I like 3-week tours, and then you're back home, and then take 2 weeks off, another 3-week tours. I like to do it like that, So
is with you saying that, like, which is more feasible? Because it would seem like the short ones like that, you do a short run, then you're back, you do another short one. Seems like that would be better financially rather than like scheduling out. Like, hell, there's some people that schedule out like 8 months.
Right. See, and like one thing we noticed when since we own our bus and our trailer and everything, when you do the short 3-week runs, 4-week runs, you come back home, you do the maintenance, you know what I mean? Take it in the shop, do the maintenance, and then you have a little time, then you go back out. But when you're out for 4 or 8 weeks at a time, it's just like you have the more breakdowns on the road. You're blowing tires, you're burning up belts, you know what I mean? Like, I think it just makes more sense to do it in smaller bursts and just like localize it to where it's like, all right, we're just going to tackle the Midwest for these 3 weeks. All right, Northeast, Northwest, Southwest, so that's just the way we like to do it. That makes the most sense to us.
Okay. And I can see that with the breaking down and taking more toll on your vehicle and stuff. It's Living Dead Girl just had a problem with their bus, I guess their transmission burn up. And so they had to cancel a couple shows. Well, now they're like, after they posted like the $700 bill or whatever, and they're like, well, everything should be good now. We should be able to make the rest of the run. Hopefully you shouldn't have those kind of problems, really. That's the way I look at it. It's if you're doing these short little runs like that, like you're going to put a smaller toll on your vehicles rather than the whole, and then renting stuff.
It's outrageous. Yep.
It went through the roof. I mean, I had Tank the Tech on here. I think it was it was about 5 months ago now. Anyway, we're talking about post-COVID rates for just the tour bus alone. So he did a 29-day run, and it was like $62,000 for like the base package. And you had to pay for crap that you weren't going to use too. I mean, you have like satellite service for DirecTV and Dish Network. Well, it's like, well, we're not going to be sitting on the bus watching TV. So you don't need that. You got to take it anyway.
No, that's the type of expenses, a lot of people don't think about when you're out on the road, just the monthly payments, the tires. So we did a small, 2-week, 3-week headline run.
Yeah,
it was us and our good buddies in Varsity. And I kid you not, bro, we just got a new alternator on the bus, just got everything, new belt and all this and that. Right before we get to the first state, the night before, we're coming through, Wisconsin. Yeah. What was it called? Wichita Falls or whatever. What is that town?
Ooh.
Anyway, it's like as soon as you get into Wisconsin and lose all power steering and everything, just lose everything, the power, everything. So we pull in off this into this truck stop, and the brand new alternator, the brand new belt we just put on, all this stuff, it just had a mechanical error and just exploded. And so before we even played our first show the night before, it was like a $900 bill to get a new alternator, new belt, for him to get it all replaced that next morning so we could make the show.
It was the day after Thanksgiving.
Yep, the day after Thanksgiving. Yeah, that was a whole thing.
How do you prepare? How do you keep your head about yourself and actually prepare for that night show? If you're like that situation right there, I mean, were you on autopilot that night?
Yeah, what really sucked about it is we have a gas generator that's strapped to the back of the bus.
Okay.
And
it, like, once we turn the generator on, it'll power everything in the bus, right?
Our heater and everything. And the gas line on that iced up.
We just maintenance that too.
It was just cold enough that it iced it up. And so we couldn't run the motor on the bus because the alternator was off, and that iced up. So we slept overnight in the bus and woke up to ice on the inside of the windows.
Yeah.
It was brutal.
It was before our freaking first show on that tour too. It's like, it's brutal. And because at this point, there was no power steering, there was really no brakes or nothing, because the whole pulley system, serpentine belt runs all these pumps and everything. And so it's not like we could have drove to a hotel. We were literally stuck until, we're calling the overnight repair. They're like, well, the mechanics will be back in the shop at, 6:35 a.m. or 6:30 a.m. And they're like, you're just going to have to wait till then. And like, we broke down at midnight, maybe 11 p.m., something like that. So we had, 8 hours, to just freeze. Because we broke down. We're like, oh, at least thank God we still got the generator on the back. Let's just pop that thing on. We'll just chill out until they get there. We were out there messing with that thing for 2 hours. Just like, we just changed the oil in it. It's fresh fuel. It's all this and that. We couldn't get it running at all.
Just a little piece of ice, basically.
Yep. And that next day, the sun came out. We fired that son of a gun up, and it just fired right up.
Oh, that's well, okay. What happens on the bus stays on the bus. So we're not going to talk about you guys cuddling naked.
Yeah, no. Hey, we had to.
It was not a naked night that night. It was too cold.
Yeah, that was body heat, man. That's what I'm talking about. Body heat.
Yeah.
Draco, you keep turning your camera on and off. What's going on, man?
Sorry about that. Hey, guys, do you remember the night you guys gave me a shout when you guys told me you were at Webster, but it ended up being a Webster Square, and you guys are having the heating issue on the bus?
Yeah, that was at a Treyu run. And we freaking severed the coolant line that runs to the back of the bus for the heater and everything. We were dropping gallons of coolant, and my God, I need to be a mechanic. You know what we did? We went into Walmart. We went into Walmart and I grabbed some of these like zip tie things and a toilet paper roll holder. And I shoved it in both the lines and then zip tied it together just to get the coolant in there to make the freaking venue. I kid you not. You know, because it's hollow and the hoses are this big. I just shoved it in both ends and then zip tied it and
got Bully MacGyver here.
Well. Yeah, MacGyver. Yeah, McGruber, more like it.
Oh man. Okay. Well, that definitely that probably is going to go with the hardest part of being on tour, as the whole thing. We're trying to keep your wits about you and actually deal with problem after problem after problem like that. Now, best part of being on tour. We talked about the family thing, but the shows, definitely. The
shows for sure. I tell everybody, if we could just do the shows and not tour, that would be awesome. You know, like, I don't know how to describe it. Being on tour is so stressful. I get stressed out, worked up, generally get strep or something like that because I just work myself up on the road. But man, you know what, Shep, just start flying us in, bro. Just make it easy on us, dude. You owe us.
Call up the Vanguard Hurricanes and hey, Saul's coming in tonight, man. Just prepare. Get ready.
Yeah. We were talking about getting a plane and then just somehow trying to hook up the trailer to it so it just floats behind it like one of them flags, you know, and like just pulling into every venue, you know. That
brings up a memory of somebody was telling me a story about Dave Chappelle, that he is so independent as far as, because all these comedians, the guy I was talking to told me that for the most part, everybody, they're all beholding of somebody. They all have like companies, things they can do, can't do, and this. But Dave Chappelle is so independent now that he can do whatever he wants. So it's like nice. He will just go until he needs money and then schedule a show.
Right?
Yeah. I'll be there like, I don't know, 7 and 9 or so. Won't even give like a definite time and just show up and does a show, just leaves. Well, I got cash now. I'm good.
Love Dave. Yeah. That's awesome.
So that's what you'll have to do in a few years. You know, after you reach that pinnacle,
right?
That point, then just start doing those one-off shows.
Yep.
Like make like 10 grand, walk away.
Yeah,
right. Go until you need money again.
Yeah.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, only play 12 times a year, 1 time a month, and just in different markets. And like, if you want to make it, you got to make it. That's it.
Hey, there you go. You could revolutionize the touring industry.
Right.
Like instead of 1 month runs, you could have 1 day a month runs.
That's more like it.
You know,
yeah.
It's like maybe I should patent that. I wonder, let's trademark that. You want to trademark that with me, guys?
100%.
Yeah.
We'll get together. We'll trademark it. And
you buying?
Am I buying?
You buying the patent?
Hey,
the trademark?
You're the rock stars.
Yeah. I'm second guessing this endeavor.
You're second guessing. Okay. All right. I don't want to talk to you anymore, man. Now, Remade Misery Tour. Now, Norma Jean and Secrets are going to be there as well.
Yep.
And now I really don't know. Can you guys tell me about Norma Jean? Because I really don't know that much about Norma Jean.
You know, honestly, just to be honest with you, I don't know that much about them either. I know they were really popular there for a while. But as far as that, I really don't know. I honestly, and I feel bad for saying this, I don't know if I could tell you one of their songs. I would know it if I heard it. And I got to do a little more research. I know Tim and Darren and everybody at Spine Farm at the label knows them and has worked with them in the past.
Right.
And said they're great guys. You're gonna love them. They're awesome to work with and everything. So I just know we're really stoked about that. You know, and I know.
Well, I know they've been around a long time, haven't they?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So that's why I was like, the name recognition is crazy, because as soon as I saw that, I was like, oh yeah, I know this guy. Wait a minute, I don't think I do. What the hell? And so,
but you've seen the name on every flyer for a long time. You know what I mean? So yeah.
And I want to say I interviewed them at a festival sometime. I'm sure I have, but I cannot remember.
Right.
I mean, I know Maddie from Memphis Mayfire, he's on one of the Heidi Shepard hates it because I think she was drunk at one of the festivals, and she was trying to read the Real Rock Nights liner, and she couldn't get through it. She's like, "On the real," she's like, "Oh fuck." Then she started over. Anyway, kept on going. And finally, Matty just stuck his head over. He's like, Real Rock Nights. And she keeps sending me new ones, and I keep playing the old one. It's just too funny.
Yeah, I love that.
But yeah, that's going to be awesome tour. Remade Misery Tour, Memphis Mayfire, Norma Jean, and Secrets. And your album comes out July 28th, correct?
Yep.
July,
yes, sir.
July 28th, that drops. And the tune, I'm looking really, really forward to it. And you said Runaway is the one that I really am going to dig.
That's the one that gelled with us. And it was actually the last song we did on the record. It was kind of crazy. I was finishing up some vocals on the record. Zach's like, I got this idea. He headed back to the hotel room with his DAW and just scratched something out quick. Came back, I finished up the vocals, and then we went right into that. The last song for the record, and it's just like boom, boom, boom. It did go really wrote fast. Itself, didn't it? I was like, he had this idea, this whole music bed, and I'm like, I got this idea. I'm running from something. And then all of a sudden it became Runaway. The lyrics just started spilling out of everybody's mouths, and just like we were just writing. I got the vocal booth and the record was done.
Oh, wow. Now, how often does that happen where something just like clicks?
Never.
I mean, rare. I think it's a rare thing, honestly. Just because I can be and Zach as well, we can definitely chronic overthinkers. And it's one thing I'm trying to steer myself away from a little bit, is just constantly overthinking it. Is that good? Is that going to be a good riff? Is the vocals, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? It just, if I can get myself past that, I think we could have a lot more of those situations.
Right.
You know, I think what it comes down to, everybody needs to shut up and listen to me and just let me do my thing.
Zach looks like he believes that.
Right. Yeah. No,
doesn't he have such a punchable face?
Yeah, I do. I really do. But yeah, but that the way that the last song on the record came out, and just it couldn't have come along better.
Right.
You know what I mean? Honestly, just faster, easy. It was smooth. It was awesome.
That's really cool. So I'm looking forward to hearing that, and all these songs, man. Well, Monkey Boy told me that you played, I think, 5 tracks for him. Yeah. And he's like, it's going to blow you away. And that was before I heard A Million Miles. And then when I heard A Million Miles, I was like, so this is what he was talking about.
Yeah. Yep. And so what we did on that tour, our last recent tour, is if you bought a meet and greet, what we did is we showed you all of the 5 new music video singles.
Okay.
So because we shot them with Juan Ibanez down in St. Louis, and we had a concept for it's not a conceptual record, but there's an idea behind it. Every song's got its own flavor. It's not based on the same idea, but we wanted something in the same vein for all the music videos. And you know, A Million Miles, we had Wolfgang Nelson, Eric Nelson. He was the main character in that, and you'll see him coming back throughout the videos. You know, it's just cool. It's really cool.
Okay, so you almost did because who was it? Black Veil Brides sort of did something this along the same lines, but their album was also like you said. Your album is more; it stands alone. It's not necessarily a conceptual album, but it's almost like you have this video series that is all linked.
Yep.
So
it's definitely all in the same veins, and like you know, in A Million Miles, when we're wearing the goggles and like you see the equals across that, you know, and like in a single you'll see like he's wearing a space helmet kind of thing, and then it's got the equals across it, and then you'll see like one part he becomes kind of an alcoholic, and there's the equals logo across the liquor bottles, and you know, we just kept that going throughout every kind of every track. And on a song we did on the record called More of the Same, we actually, what do you call that, Zach? Easter egged them all. All the props we had in all the videos. That was the last video we shot. We Easter egged all of the different stuff from all the other music videos for More of the Same. So it was pretty cool.
Okay, I see. So people that see that will be like, well, hey, wait a minute. That was the first one. That was the third one.
Is that the Million Miles mask? Yeah, exactly. Yep.
Okay. All right. That's kind of a cool idea. With that being said, because I've had some people on here that have talked about doing documentaries. Is that something you ever thought about? Like, because you're talking about like all these videos in the same vein. Have you ever thought about doing like a web series? Like a lot of these people, like right now, I think Lacey from Flag Leaf is doing a web series.
Okay.
Like, you know, kind of a documentary.
Yeah, we talked about it. I know Willie Boy, our bass player, wants to do something like that really bad, like a web series, a podcast style, and it's definitely something we've talked about. We just really haven't, you know, harnessed in on that direction yet. But is, you know, saying something we could possibly get into next year, maybe towards the end of this year. But it's definitely been talked about for sure.
Okay. All right. Well, I guess that is something else to look forward to. And what past music have you had any offers to do anything past the music? Have you been like, you're really photogenic, Zach? Hey, can you do this? Or Blake, you just have the most awesome arms in the world. Can you do this for me? You know, a hand, Willie being a hand model. You know, anything.
Yeah.
What have you had anything like that?
I'm about ready to launch my OnlyFans account, and it's all feet, all Friday.
Finish Friday.
Yeah. Feet fry Fridays. Yeah.
There are a lot of there are a lot of freaks out there, so there might be. I mean,
well, you already signed up, dude.
Yeah. You signed up. You did the pre-order.
Well, okay, yeah, I'm a freak.
No. To answer your question though, not really. Haven't had a whole lot of that yet. We did have a few people hit us up. You know, I definitely, one thing I really like is like I wear my leather jacket and my chains and stuff like that. So I've had people approach us about endorsing them for they're making these like new kind of braided chains and stuff like that. You know, people that have seen us at Sturgis and stuff. But other than that, you know, not a whole lot. You know, just endorsing really our gear. You know, ESP, Head Rush. You know,
I think we just need to make a little more noise yet until we get into that.
Yeah,
I think
as soon as few more people see this face, you know, it'll be, you know,
game over.
Okay,
cereal box.
I'll see it pop. I'll see it popping up all over the place.
Yeah.
You're like, hey, wait a minute. Blake's on America's Got Talent? What the hell?
Yeah, exactly.
Well, guys, I've noticed, man, you have a lot of people that are listening And I think that's what they're doing, because there were some people that popped in and it's like, hang on, I'll be there. You're good. I'm just here to support the boys. And then just disappear. So I think just people are hanging out, and they probably see you at show. I mean, like Draco sees you at shows all the time, I guess.
Yep. What was nice, super nice about Draco when we were out on tour, his family invited us over and cooked us Thanksgiving meal, and you know, it was awesome. Yeah, it was great.
Oh, dude, that's huge.
Yep.
That is.
It goes, honestly, when you're on the road and you're just like, if you just got a couch and just a place for us to chill for a couple hours, you know, that's not just a green room or the bus, and they feed us.
Oh yeah,
we're best friends for life, dude.
Rich Kennedy did
I
that.
enjoyed cooking for you guys.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Oh yeah, the missus had just spoken. She said, "Hey, let's do it again sometime."
Yeah, 100%. Let's do it.
That's a huge deal, man. When you've been out for a long, long time, and somebody offers you hospitality like that.
Yeah.
And that is you have a lot of fans like that, don't you?
Yeah. It's I mean, we call our fans our equals, just because, I mean, I'd open my door to anybody too. So, I mean, that's kind of a cool thing that, you know, very family oriented. And I think we kind of bring in everybody that's got that, you know, that family orientation, that vibe to them, you know, so it's pretty cool, you know.
And the one thing, excuse me, man, I choked on my saliva a second. One thing I've noticed at your shows that you're so personable with the people that are there. You're not, because every once in a while you will have those people that are kind of standoffish. You know, it's like, hey, you know, I'm in a band. I'm cool. I'm a rock star kind of deal. You guys aren't like that. You never have been, have you?
No.
The only time I think that we could come across that way is like if we're getting tired or need like personal time. But I think that's human. I mean, that's everyone. And especially on the road, you don't really get that. So when you want that, I just hope people don't get offended by that. You know what I mean?
I don't think they do, because I mean, if we stand out there and, you know, and we're just chatting with the equals, you know, so for 15, 20 minutes, and I got to go chill. I just got to go, you know, sit by myself for a little bit and, you know, just hang out, you know, get in the right headspace for the show, you know, but, that's everybody. It's not in my blood to just be, you know, rude. I would never do that.
Right.
You know,
or act too cool for the room.
No. Trust me, I will say something dumb real quick, and you'll see it's not true.
What's that?
I said I will say something dumb real quick if I'm trying to act cool, and you'll realize this guy's an idiot. This guy ain't cool at all. Ain't cool at all, dude.
You have your Dumb and Dumber moment. Website is saulofficial.com. And are you putting out a new line of anything for this new album drop?
Actually, this is the first time we're doing vinyl.
Yes. So we're doing vinyl for this record, and it's super dope. So it's still the official album cover, but the vinyl's the clear glass, so you can see through. It's transparent.
It's a double.
Yeah, it's there's so many. So this song's gonna have another 13, or this record's gonna have another 13 songs. So it's a double LPs.
Okay.
You know, so we get all the songs, and yeah, it's going to be great. I'm really looking forward to that. We did, for all the pre-orders for July 28th, we do have a bunch of new merch up. We are going to be dropping a few cherries along the way to July 28th. So we are going to be dropping a few new designs. Yeah, for a couple of the cherries that we dropped there too. So it'll be, we got a lot coming out. So it'll be great.
And I'm guessing that Zach, you're going to be doing the artwork on that?
No, I don't think so. Who did we do? All for bands.
Yeah.
We kind of went. Blake found an artist, and like if you go onto the website, you'll see like the A Million Miles style.
Yep.
And it's like that skull brain style.
Yep.
And we kind of went with him with doing all that kind of I don't even know what style you call that.
I don't know. Like it's like clip art graphic.
Dark.
Yeah, it's dark. You know, everything we did, you know, for the songs, we picked for all the singles for the 5 music videos, we picked designed a shirt to correlate kind of with the idea of every song.
Right.
So we'll have all that be dropping. And then this fall, we're going to do a big line drop of like a fall and winter wear. So,
yep.
Yeah, we got quite a bit coming out.
Oh, that's cool, man. And that clear vinyl. I didn't tell you the truth. I didn't even know that they could do clear.
Yeah. Nope. We didn't either.
It's like, I knew they could do color, but
yeah,
I've never seen the clear now. So
yeah,
I guess you guys are kind of, maybe you're a first. Draco, shake your head. Have you ever seen a clear?
No.
Personally, I've never seen a clear, but I tell you what, I'm going to have to get me one of those.
They're awesome.
There you go. Get that in your collection, man. It's, I don't know. That would, and it's, God, what the hell, man? I got this thing in my throat. It's like, get out of there. It's kind of a thing where right now getting in the collection before these guys are on the top, because you know they're headed up to the top of the pile, and they're going to be like, what are the next ones where like I'm going to be walking over to people, hey, you know, I knew these guys when.
Yeah.
But saulofficial.com is the website, and you guys all over the internet, and actually you go to the website, you can link off to all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube. It's all there for you. Guys, thank you so much for taking part. I really appreciate it, man. Public Live, just got to keep watching, man. We keep on doing them. You never know who's going to show up. You never know. Hell, one we had, it was hilarious. One Public Live we had, I think like 20 of the people in the room were other bands.
Okay.
Just because they were friends of the band that was on, but it's like, well, hey, we want to be on too. Yeah, and I think it went for like an hour and something.
Right on.
But guys, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate it. And Draco, you go have a good night, man. Really appreciate you as well, man. A million miles away. I'm going to cue it up and I'm going to play it this weekend on Real Rock Nights. I think I'm going to give it 2 spins, man, because I think you guys deserve it. And thank you once again. Thanks for everybody for taking part in our Perfect Live. I really, really appreciate it.
Awesome.